G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the north side of the map in the color yellow, playing as the Delhi Sultanate, it's Beastyqt. And on the south side of the map, playing in the color red as the Ottomans, representing Istanbul Wildcats, it's Kasva. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the grand final of the Custom Mode Cup. We're here celebrating the introduction of the Custom Mode by bringing you guys I said Custom Mode Cup, it's Custom Mode Clash. You know what, I don't really care what it is. What's important is that we've paid $1,000 to put these guys up against each other and find out who is the best, who is the brightest, and who is the boldest, because they are out here, and they're smashing each other in the head with each other's heads. They're just like, they're two heavyweight boxers right now, and neither of them know how to block or dodge. They're just punching, and that's what we love to see. All right, well, we've got early military school coming down here. No real surprise for Kasva going for this. Seems to be very typical out of most Ottoman players to be going for this. Now, one of the things to note is this map here is Prairie. It seems to be the map that kind of gets left to last by many players. Now, initially, I know that the feedback on this map was that people didn't really like it because it seems a little bit weird, right? Like, there's no wood anywhere. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't like it at first either. But it's kind of growing on me because that lack of wood means that you've got to start moving around the map for that wood. And all of a sudden, that opens you up to more potential raids. And as you start walling yourself in, all of a sudden you find yourself without wood. And being without wood means that, unfortunately, you've got to continue moving further and further away from your base. And so it's this constant game of sort of cat and mouse with the enemy and trying to evade their detection. And then as soon as they see you, that's where their raiding forces head. So I'm liking it increasingly, let's just say that much. But by the same token, it can be a bit difficult to judge when you've got things like the 8,000 gold in the base, the 2,400 stone in the base as well. I guess what I guess you could do is you could potentially look to isolate those out, maybe with a wooden fortress or with an outpost on the early stages or in the early stages of the game, and force your enemy into a bit of a difficult spot. But we'll ride on board with Beasty and see how he begins, as it's going to be a single scout opening from him, bringing in the 13 sheep. One thing to note on this map is that there are a lot of sheep. I'm talking a lot. I don't know what the actual number is, but I reckon, so on a normal map there's 24 sheep. I would not be surprised if there's 48 sheep on this map. That's how many sheep there are. It feels like New Zealand to me. But Beasty now going to be moving into efficient production. Piety, of course, picking up his forestry and his wheelbarrow. Going to be moving into survival techniques shortly, and it looks like the landmark about to go down. Beasty dropping it down nice and early on its go. Oh my god, he's going for the Tower of Victory, ladies and gentlemen. Tower of Victory actually received a change, something I didn't realize until today. It was that the Tower of Victory provides a bonus now to the entire Delhi influence, and as long as your production buildings are within that influence, they're going to get that 20%. That's the difference now. Spearman moving into the front of the base. You can see already Kasva being very cheeky. Oh my lord, it's underneath the town center, I think. I think it's underneath the TC. You saw it take a little bit of damage there from the town center. I don't think he can get it. He might be able to actually siege this gold mine down from this position. But the town center range, let's see if we can spot it. Yeah, it's right there. And look, Beasty being very, very cute, very particular with his villagers, making sure they're within that range. And indeed, he does start sieging this down. House now going to be coming down as well on the front side. He's always going to be able to bring or just use a villager to repair this up, but something you want to typically avoid doing. Now, more and more spearmen moving out across the map as the military school continues pumping out. We're right on board with Kasva here as the age up going to be coming through shortly. He's overgathered a little bit of gold there, 265, and that's not something that you want to do typically. Anybody up for some sheep? You guys like sheep. Now, a lot of people look at the Ottomans and they're like, I feel like there's one specific vizier point that you always want to go for, right? Anatolian Hills. Do you really want to go for it now? Like, do you need Anatolian Hills? And I think the answer is still probably yes, right? Because even though it's wild, it's still 2,000 food that you're getting. And you've got a lot of food here. You got 26 sheep times 250 on that one. I'm not too good at maths, but that's a lot. You're talking I'm not even sure how much food that is. That's just a lot. Okay, if it's 5,000, 6,500 food right there. So that's a lot. That is a lot of food. Second mining camp going to be coming up for Beasty though, and look at him getting a bit of an awkward spot here. So only going to have this little corner covered. Age up comes through, 4 minutes 50, and it looks like the scholar going to be moving out towards the gold mine, looking to repair this up, and he realizes that he's going to have to give up the mining camp. Archery range not going to be coming down, at least not just yet for our Delhi player. Probably wants to avoid going into it, but let's wait and see exactly how he plays it out. Twin Minaret Madrasa at home for our Ottoman player. Almost up back here. But don't be surprised if Kasva thinks outside the box here and avoids going into that. Now moving around to the other side, the town center, unfortunately, not going to be able to attack that little spot. But you can see he's trying to find the perfect pixel for it. If he just puts his spears right here and then puts them on hold position, I think he'll be okay. But he knows he can't go any further than this right here. It's great that the devs have not upgraded, but rather changed this, made it so that it actually sees the right thing. All right. Well, the age ups now come through from Kasva, and I suspect we're going to be seeing that vizier point coming through. Now, we can spectate him, but just know it's going to be really loud, and I do apologize in advance when it does hit. The vizier point, we don't know when it's going to come, because we can't see it on the UI. In fact, I can switch the UI over for you guys right now so we can actually see the vizier point. You can see it kind of bugs out a little bit. Now, this game is a live casted game, so you can see right in the top right-hand corner, we don't know how long this game goes for, but if this game was happened in the past, you'd be able to see the final time on it, whereas this just continues to go up. So get ready for it. The vizier point about to come in. Hold, take your headphones off, headphones users. Warning to the headphone users. Here it comes. Oh, I'm all tensed up. I'm all tensed up. The villager's gonna do it. There it goes. It wasn't as bad. I was hyping myself up a lot more, but it wasn't that bad. We'll head back to the caster mode though, so we can see the vizier point, and it's going to be the meta drums that he's going for. So meta drums probably the right choice in this situation, to go for the meta drums here rather than going for the Anatolian hills, just because you don't really need that 8 extra sheep. Now, of course, the 10% mining speed is definitely very nice. It's basically like picking up a free mining upgrade. We'll head back over to the caster mode so that we can enjoy it. Make sure we put Beastyqt on the appropriate side. But looks like the little bit of a raid down here is going to get denied. Beastie's still out here. Attention on this gold mine still being applied, or aggression rather. And military schools coming up, and I'm loving this opening from Kasva here. Dropping down the barracks as well. Stable. This is beautiful. This is exactly the way that you should be playing Ottomans, in my opinion. One key difference is that ideally, I'd love to see him on the food, though. Typically with the Twin Minaret Madrasa, for anybody who's playing along at home, you'll know exactly how it works, but just to explain it, you exhaust these berry bushes, and the moment you exhaust them, so they've got 175 food on them, they start respawning. But you need to exhaust them down to 0, and then they start respawning, and it takes 120 seconds for them to regrow. Yes, and for anybody wondering about this score over on the right side of our screen, we can't actually turn that off. So I brought this up with the dev, so hopefully it gets fixed by the time Red Bull Wallalol comes in, because it is distracting. You don't want to have the score up there because it does give you an indication of positions of the players without actually, giving you the evidence for it. And sometimes the score's not correct. Often we see players down 1,000 points, pushing into the enemy base and looking to kill them. We've seen that many times before. But still, we digress. Sheep numbers, 21 at the moment for Kasva. Not too bad. He's slowly eating away at the sheep. And look, realistically, the sheep, I mean, he's got so much food here. I wouldn't expect to see farms. I'm going to bet right now, I think 20 minutes we'll see farms for him. Let's go with that. I don't reckon you'll see a farm before 20 minutes. But now down on the south side, more units or more villagers coming down here. You can see Kasva trying to gather up more and more stone. But not having a lot of luck here. He's definitely intent on grabbing a second town center. We can see another thing that he's going to be wanting to add in shortly is that 3rd military school. There is a vizier point that you'll get that enables you to go from 2 military schools up to 3 military schools in the feudal age. So expect to see that for him. Spearman's still out here chasing around. He's going to do it. I knew he would do it. Get out of here. And the boar continues chasing all of those units. He gets a little bit of damage onto that last spearman. And you can see there was a little bit of a stutter step there. In the middle of the map, though, the Spahi going to be coming out. What are you doing, Spearman? What are you doing, Spearman? Wake up, Spearman. Spearman now coming out, and the Spahi going to be moving onto the backside. 4 of the scholars out here healing up, but they're not going to be able to heal through the damage of the Spahi. And with that, look at the Spearman just doing a beautiful job. He's able to surround all the melee units. A bit of a raid back on the other side of the base as well. Tower of Victory going to get exposed there. It's innards all exposed, and the Spahi just chasing away the remainder of these units here. Where's the meta, though? There should be a meta out here somewhere. We did see a meta come through earlier. Or actually, the meta's back here. The meta at the moment, it's got the ranged defense drums on, and he's just hitting the villagers. Beastie, wake up, wake up. Kasva attacking Beastie's military or economy right now. And Kasva just looking insane in the early game. This is so impressive to see. Not only Kasva doing this, but the Ottomans coming out in force. The first game in this series and just looking amazing here. Meta with the raid. Keep in mind the meta going to be buffing up the movement speed of all of these units. 1.87 movement speed here for the Scout, 2.16 here for the Spahi. The meta itself going to be running at 2.16, so the Scout going to be the slowest unit here, slowing them all down. But still, Beasty, I mean, he's struggling at this point in time. Kasva doing a decent job, and it looks like we've got units now moving over towards the west side. Second Vizier points come in. Sorry, you weren't expecting it, so it gets a lot louder, doesn't it? When you're not expecting it, boom, baby, boom. But when you're expecting it, it's fine. When you know it's going to come in, it's fine. But when you don't know about it, whew, that hurts. But second town center yet to come up for Kasva. He has got 365 stone in the bag, and I do apologize. We probably should have it on that one, at least for now. You know what? It's probably time to move over onto the income. A couple of horsemen going to get picked up. Beasty got to be careful. Beasty losing out units that he doesn't need to lose, or at least taking a little bit of damage there. Fortunately, catching it before anything happens. But he's, hey, you know what? He's got healers. It's all okay. It's all okay for Beasty. And now that raid, or that roving force up towards the north going to continue moving out. And I think the thing that I love about the meta up here is that there's impunity that exists here with the Spahi. There's no way an enemy ever catches these units. There's literally no way. It's impossible. They just run too damn fast. 2.16 movement speed, you outrun every single enemy unit by far, including a demo ship. So there's no way you're going to get caught unless someone lays a trap. It doesn't look like Beasty's laying a trap at the moment. At least wants to keep all of his units on this bottom side. Now look at the scholar numbers as well. Really starting to rise. Sanctity has come through for him, but he's yet to come out onto the map. And I think realizing that, obviously we did see him come a little bit earlier out, but he did get swooped by Kasva. And Kasva's military production has been very good, very consistent this game. Second town center still not in sight. Has he added in the third military school just yet? Doesn't look like it. Vizier point. There it is. There's the third military school coming in now. He cancelled it. Now he's moved the position towards the front side. Always a little bit dangerous putting your third military school out here just in case the enemy does look to push you down. But look at this force. Look at this Ottoman force that is building up here. You know, a lot of people, I see him talking. I feel like I'm Donald Trump right now. A lot of people, I'm not saying who, but a lot of people have been saying the Ottomans, they feel kind of weak. There's this one guy on my YouTube channel. He posts every single video that there's an Ottoman. And he's like, exactly as I expected. The Ottomans have failed once again. The developers are reducing the quality of the Ottomans, and their Janissaries are terrible. They need to be overdone. Anyway, the Ottomans are looking pretty good right now. I'm loving the position that Kasva's in. This is a great spot. He's doing incredibly well. Anyway, he loses a couple of villagers here. 2 villagers going to be going down for him, but hold on a minute. Look at the forces coming out from him. Raid on the south side going to be ignored as we enter into the cinematic mode to bring you guys the best action that we can. The meta on the backside needs to be making sure that he's got those drums out. It looks like it's going to be attack speed for the moment. Continues now posturing around, and the meta gets taken out. Beasty going to be able to focus it down, and definitely demonstrating why you need to be keeping at least more than one meta with your army. For the moment now, the archers on the backside going to be able to continue taking out the spearmen. Beautiful micro coming in, and Kasva doing a little bit of a looping motion here. Manages to find the scholars on the backside, but still Beasty holding on. The scholars doing a decent job of healing, and I'm liking the position increasingly from Beasty. Kasva losing out units more and more, and we hear attack sirens coming down on the south side of the map. Beasty manages to hold, forces out these units from Kasva, and it's looking good in this first game here for Beasty as he wins in this first little battle that he's got. Great stuff there from Beasty. The scholars were doing an incredible job back there, healing non-stop. He maintains 8 of them, and I'll expect that he probably looks to start taking 3 sacred sites immediately. Expect that you see 1 scholar move out over towards the west, 1 scholar out towards the east, even though I said those in the opposite directions. You guys know what I mean. And now, there we go. There's the split coming through. One, and Kasva tapping out. Good game being realized right there. Kasva not appreciating the power of the scholar. Even though that Ottoman army looked impressive, Kasva realizes it wasn't good enough, and good game gets called. 13 minutes and 50 seconds in. Beautiful stuff there by Beasty. Great micro coming out from both players. Quick little look at the villager count. Reveals that it was pretty even throughout most of the game. The military count, it all built up to a single battle, and Beasty barely losing a unit, whereas Kasva lost everything. It's no surprise he decided to give it up. Units killed 58 compared to 26. If you're watching this one on YouTube, game number 2 going to be coming up shortly in this grand final. It's a best of 7 series, so we might be here for quite a while.